So obviously that post wasn't 100% serious. However, there's a grain of truth to what I said, and I'll explain why. One mistake most people think of when talking about range of motion in a lift is they think of it in just a physics sense, aka just levers and moment arms. But they're not taking into account certain anatomic variables, and they're also not taking into account personal leverages. Also, with the deadlift, people tend to think of it as just one moment arm at the hip when there's multiple moment arms. You also have to take into account the muscle's lengthened or shortened position. Muscles are weaker in both the fully shortened and the fully lengthened position. And you can see this in the fact that sumo is generally harder off the floor. The wider your stance is, the more shortened your quads will be, which will make it harder to generate enough force off the floor. And that's just talking about one of the moment arms. So depending on a person's leverages, their individual limb lengths, their individual lengths of muscles and all that stuff, one stance could be way easier even if the bar's range of motion is farther. If the starting position and the majority of the lift has this person's muscles in the mid-range position, then regardless of the bar ROM, it's going to be easier for them. And since there's multiple moment arms, one prime mover might be stronger than the other, which might bias conventional or sumo depending on the person. And also take into account limb lengths that are going to change the moment arms in the movement. And we even have quantitative data pretty much showing us that it is 50-50 whether or not someone's going to be stronger with conventional or sumo. So no, longer range of motion isn't always going to be harder, but yes, it does depend on each individual.